Hi there. In this lecture we see Paul Morphy playing his father Alonzo Morphy. So this is 1849 New Orleans, and we see that Paul Morphy was a big fan of the Italian game, with the Evans gambit in particular, bishop. So b4, sacrificing a pawn here. So bishop takes b4, c3. Now we know nowadays that bishop a5 and bishop e7 are two of the best moves. Here we see bishop c5. So okay, it's an inaccuracy. It allows this d4, which gives white a nice centre. We see here bishop b6 being tested, and now white castles. And in fact, to Alonzo Morphy's credit, he plays an absolutely, one of the very most accurate moves. So what do you think black should play here? And it's the follow-up which really would make this a decent enough position for black. Yeah, black should play knight a5, because even though it seems like, oh, knight on the rim is dim, it's like principle breaking, it's moving a piece twice in the opening. The thing is, in this case, we haven't got a b pawn, yeah, and we're trying to chase that bishop from a dangerous square, so it's not eyeing that kind of soft spot where it's only the king protecting f7. And here, though, it goes completely wrong. Alonzo Morphy's follow-up is terrible. He must play d6. He didn't play d6 here, because the thing is, the knight could actually go to e7 as well. And this position, if we look at it, it's only a small edge for white, because we can't really exploit that knight on a5. Our bishop's not... It is dangerous, but it's not kind of absolutely winning for white or anything here. It's a small edge only. A small advantage, but in the game it becomes a massive advantage after d5. So intuitively, yeah, this just opens up the e-file to the king. It's well worth white taking on d5. It's not about having an isolated queen's pawn. It's about trying to checkmate the opponent's king here. We have queen takes d5, and now guess what we can play here, which is super strong and logical. Bishop a3, just trying to cut the king. And now bishop e6 is played. Knight e7 here is not so great. We can play knight c3, put pressure on e7, and let's say bishop e6. This is not actually that great for black. What can we play here which is just crushing for 10 points? Yeah, we can actually just play bishop takes e7. When we take a knight for a bishop, we're often weakening a light square, so it's like creating a forced weakness of the last move. And d5 is weaker now. We can just play d5. And if black castles, so what? We just take that bishop. There's no major punishment for white here. We've just won material. So, okay, so bishop e6 was tried. We have knight c3, queen d7, and here, yeah, Paul Morphy really opens up the position more with 10 points, d5. Yeah, with that king in the center, it's not about the number of pawns. It's not about endgames. It's about slaughtering the king in an open position. If bishop f5, as another example, we're going to play this check, and we're going to be playing a move like knight e5 here, and that's kind of hitting d7 and f7. So this is absolutely disastrous for black, as example. Checkmate. So anyway, so bishop takes d5 was played, knight takes d5, queen takes d5. So yeah, evaluation, 2 pawns down, but the black king in the center. All our pieces are fantastic. Rook e1 check, and Alonzo resigns here. Maybe with some pride for his son being so energetic on the attack to open up. Now, if king d, to open up the position, if king d8 was played, what would be a really good move here? Yeah, we just play bishop e4 here, encouraging the exchange of queens. And here, black's getting mated, basically. If king c8, bishop f5 check, and look at this disconnect. That rook is still in bed, the knight's still in bed, these guys are still in bed, and rook d8 is checkmate. If king e8 instead, guess what we have here? Can you spot the mate in one? Yeah, bishop c6 is a double check. and mate. So that's cute. Okay, so yeah, the double check is mate because the bishop controls f8, the rook controls d8. What a slaughter. If bishop d4, it's just a delay. Rook takes d4 check. And let's say king c8, bishop f5 check, and then rook e8 is checkmate. So yes, this is, you know, one of many fantastic, sweet games that Morphy played with the Evans Gambit. So Morphy is like, there's a lot more game examples of Morphy than Greco. If we want super sweet games in the Italian, you know, he's absolutely wonderful to study to punish these classic mistakes. And we also, when we analyze again these games and come back to them, we realize actually that, you know what, knight a5, let's give credit to the potential, you know, it's a good move here if it was followed up with d6. This setup is not completely losing for black. So yeah, having missing b pawn, there's a subtlety about a missing b pawn. And here the knight's, you know, keeping the bishop away from c4, so we can't play b4. It's not that entirely bad for black here. Okay, so yeah, so some credit for knight a5, but not the follow-up d5. Total disaster move. Yeah, absolute total disaster move. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and you know, if instead of bishop e6, you know, it's just, you know, black can't play this. Knight takes and then bishop b5 check. We'll be picking up the queen as example. It's just so many crushing variations here. So yeah, we're just looking at bishop e6 as the main line of the game, as well as knight e7. But yeah, knight e7 would have been absolutely crushing, as mentioned. That this e-file is not safe. It's not safe. So yeah, fantastic game. I hope you enjoyed this as much as me. Thanks so much. Hi there. I hope you enjoyed that game sample. It's actually from my course, which you can find at the Kingscrusher TV page, which has great discounts. It's the Italian game Mastery, the Ideal Beginner's Opening. So just very briefly, if we click there, you can also see other free sample videos. Just do expand all sections, and you can see these preview links if you want to see other free previews and get an idea of the course yourself. I'm going to keep it short here. Just basically to say I had a fantastic time seeing many, many brilliant games in the Italian game. You can see from the number of collections how epic some of these games are, that they've been collected like hundreds of times at chessgames.com. And yeah, I really hope you check out this index and may consider getting the course. Okay. Comments, questions, likes, shares appreciated. Thanks very much.